Well, I want to share the music with everybody, with the students, young students. It's so meaningful to me, and I think that if they have this in their life, that it's an incredible gift, not from me, but from the composer to the students, and so I want to share that, and that's why I work. Also, I love to see the development of a student from sometimes being somewhat frozen or just trying to do the right thing into somebody who actually is expressing themselves and loves what they're doing. So that's very satisfying for me.
안녕하세요. 저는 서울예술고등학교 1학년에 재학 중인 한은비입니다. 제가 오늘 연주할 곡은 슈만 피아노 소나타 1번의 1악장입니다. 슈만의 여러 가지 인격이 잘 드러나는 곡이라고 생각해서 쳐보고 싶다고 생각했습니다. 가까워지려고 하면 멀어지고 멀어지려고 하면 가까워지는 존재 같아요. 전 음역대를 아우를 수 있어서 오케스트라 전체를 표현할 수 있는 특별한 악기라고 생각합니다. 여러 가지 다양한 표현을 하기 위한 편안한 자세, 그리고 좋은 소리를 내기 위한 자세를 배워가고 싶습니다.
The old type of masterclass used to be that the teacher would jump up and say, no, that's wrong. That's the old style. The modern style is, oh, that's really wonderful, no matter what, then that's really wonderful, but I'll help you with this. But I'm going to say that was really wonderful, but it's not because of modern style. It really was. Really remarkable. I mean, the sense you have of the phrasing and the intensity that you play with, it's just really fantastic, and all the choices of tempo, everything sounds so right. Really. And so on some level, there's nothing really to say, nothing wrong with it at all. So the things I want to say are a little bit complicated. And so it's hard to do it, you know, with a simpler way of speaking in English, but I'll try, because this is the kind of thing which I would need to talk more kind of philosophically about, because everything else you're doing is just excellent. But still, there's always something. The overall piece, this first movement and the whole sonata, is such an epic experience. It should be exhausting, emotionally exhausting. There's something sometimes in Schumann that's crazy. The side of Schumann, not every piece, I mean, some of his pieces present something different, but often his pieces have some unbalance or something disturbing about them, or some struggle that he has, or some unhappiness that he's trying to resolve. Those kind of feelings are not coming out enough. It's difficult to say how to change that, because you're young, maybe you never had any trouble in your life, but everybody does. But you have to, first of all, want to do that. That's the goal. You want to play this piece in a way that all the way to the end, it's pulling us through. The way you played it, it's really nice and everything good, and then the end part, well, it's kind of similar to that part, and it's also really good, and it's over, and she's a great pianist. But we want something different. We're bringing to this place and this incredible feeling, and then the end is very depressing, and it's so kind of dark, and we feel, emotionally we're tired. And so that's what you have to dream to do. So how to do that, it's not easy. I don't know how to say, but we'll try. The beginning of this piece is such a iconic moment that it's one of the pieces that's almost so good at the beginning that it's hard to continue, because the best part is the first 2 pages, like the Also sprach Zarathustra of Strauss. But you need to put full intensity into this, and what does it express? These two notes, already it should seem tragedy is happening right there. And then trying to climb out of it. Try to feel the gesture of the movement. You feel it. I'm trying to climb out of this darkness. And then the major, just everything you did those things a little bit, but you just more involvement of your soul. Everything you do with as much intensity as you can. In this piece, it's not always true. Some pieces are not like that. Okay. And also with the timing, there's a perfect way to do a phrase. You build up and then you relax. But sometimes you should break the pattern and do something unexpected. That's what makes the line have intensity, like that. So try that. So try it again, please. Beginning. Basically, I'm just trying to help them to play the piece better. Better meaning how I imagine that it could be, considering what the student is doing right now. Because the work has so many possibilities and there's such a range of feelings that it could have. And my goal is to help the student to bring that out. It's different for every student. And so it just depends exactly, what their particular issues are. But in the end, they should have the ability, after my class, hopefully they have the ability to feel more comfortable to make the music speak the way they want it to speak. Okay, let's try it again. Do you need to... And when you're practicing it, practice for the feeling as well as everything else. Practice for the technique, the sound, practice for the feeling. And try sometimes play it differently every time. So play 3 times and do something different and see what happens. Like the first time you play, and then try a different way. And then think, which one is better? Which one do I like? And you don't even have to decide completely. You save that for the performance. So when you're playing, which one feels right just at that moment? It's going along, and then this time I'm going to move past that one. That's what brings a performance to life. Not everything planned and marked slow here, and then you're playing in performance and think, I have to play slow here. You know what I mean. All right, so try it again with no pedal change. Until there. Okay, very good. I think it's more beautiful to keep the pedal and save the change for there. So, I like these a little quicker. You're playing like 2 things. And which one is the most intense? This one. Maybe that one could be slower. So they're not all the same. It's painful. And then it's different. The last one doesn't have this kind of painful feeling. It's just like that. All right, so try from... From there. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I like that. Feeling was intense. So start again from here. Okay, it's pretty good. Oh, it's don't forget about that. Also, the right hand. Listen to that and shape that a little bit more also. So start right here. Okay, good. Now how about playing this differently? Relax your fingers. So like in another room, but sottovoce, whisper. So try it that soft. Once more from here. Okay, good, bravo. That was really beautiful.
피아노를 치면서 체력적인 부분에서 많이 힘들었는데 다른 연주자의 음악을 듣거나 하면 항상 다시 하고 싶은 마음이 되살아나서 힘들어도 하게 되는 것 같습니다.
Can you start from here? The second theme. Okay, it's very good. It all sounds really nice. It doesn't sound so beautiful that I think, wow, that's such a great Schumann melody. It sounds okay. So we have to make it, find what is special about this melody. And then answer. And again. Probably the second one more. And then finally, beautiful romantic harmony, subdominant. And starting from here, it's all climbing. And then finally, the second time, so the first time you could lift, like, you know, on a roller coaster over the top. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what a roller coaster is? Okay, anyway. The second time, go through. Okay, so one more time. Now, second time more, and then long to here, and then climbing, all this climbing, all the way up to the high point there. Think of the long line. So start here again. slow down. Yeah, wait right after this. Wait right there. So start the last one again. Try to build momentum. Momentum, it's like you're pushing something and it's flowing, and then you can slow down at the top. Beautiful, beautiful. This time is different. Second time. Strong. Keep going all the way to there. Right. So that's one way to do it. It's not like the only way. It's not what Schumann wrote exactly. But every time you have some possibilities on a beautiful theme, you need to make it personal for yourself. I never played this piece, but I taught this enough times that by now I have an idea what I like. I tried. The first time I taught this piece, I didn't think like that at all. It took me some time. But every piece has its great, beautiful moments, this big responsibility for you to find the most beautiful thing you can find. And the best thing is if you find something that nobody else does like that. Don't try to do it like everybody else. That's the problem. People usually go on YouTube and find how everybody does it, and they try to do that. You should try to find something nobody does it. Then somebody wants to buy a ticket and hear you play it. Just every one of Schumann's pieces has some moment that you can experiment and try different things and find what is the best. And so the same thing for the end of the movement, and experiment. So one last time to play the last page for me, please. I mean, we're so lucky to have this repertoire. It's like all of humanity, in my opinion, gets to a point, and there's some terrible things that happen, but that also create something really great through time and build up things. And it's really the summit. I feel that the repertoire that we have to play, the music of Beethoven, Bach, Brahms, these things, it's the top of what humans have created. And we have a chance to use that and to make it our own. And so that's, I don't know if that's an allure, but that's the great thing about piano music for us, and we should be thankful for that. Okay, you know, it was much better, but the one thing I didn't like is you got faster right there. So you're slow, okay, it's slow. People listen this far, they're not gonna get bored in the last three measures. So keep the tempo, and that's the mood. So start from here. 1 and 2, don't rush anything. Same tempo, and slower. Yeah, too soon. Do those again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah. Don't you feel that that's more serious? Yeah, that's what you want. Okay, that's all we have time for.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
사람들의 삶의 배경음악을 연주하는 음악가가 되고 싶습니다.
I mean, our life is difficult. It's on every level. You know, you think once I get to be this kind of student or a master's student or a doctoral student, once I get a job, it's always going to be easier, you think, but then there's new pressures. So that's what life is like. I mean, if you're going to really achieve something, there are difficulties and you have to overcome those particular difficulties. But you can change your focus a little bit. If you're completely focused, for example, on playing all the right notes, exactly the way your teacher told you to, then that causes unnecessary stress. Because of course, you should play the right notes and you should do what your teacher, or you should try to work out what your teacher told you, but there's more to it than that. And if you focus some of your energy on the rest of it, which is trying to make it beautiful, or enjoying, and you're practicing, changing something and that's really beautiful. If you focus on that, you won't feel so much stress, plus your playing is going to get much better.
네, 안녕하세요. 전 21살 피아노를 전공하고 있는 고다연입니다. 제가 오늘 연주할 곡은 라흐마니노프의 모멘트 무지컬 중 1번인데 제가 워낙 연습하고 연주하면서 많은 위로를 받기도 했고 그리고 되게 다양하게 해석이 될 수 있는 곡이라고 생각을 해서 내가 아닌 다른 사람이 보는 이 곡이 궁금해서 연주하게 되었습니다. 이 곡이 사실 라흐마니노프가 6개의 아흥의 순간이라는 곡을 작곡했는데 그중 첫 번째 곡이에요. 그래서 그런 화성적인 멜로디에 귀 기울이면서 뭐 콘모토에서 중간중간 나오는 리듬적인 부분도 살려서 연주하면 제가 느끼는 감정이 잘 전달이 되지 않을까 생각합니다. 한 곡을 치더라도 되게 그 곡이 짜임새 있게 청중들한테 들릴 수 있게 하는 방법이랑 내가 느끼고 있는 시를 청중들에게 다 전달할 수 있는 효과적인 방법에 대해서 배우고 싶습니다.
Very good. A lot of beautiful things. It's difficult. This piece is so similar, and it's hard to keep the line going and to tell a story all the way through. What are we trying to do? The main mood of the piece is very sad. Right? You want the best compliment after you perform this, someone could come up to you and say, "You made me cry." So you have to try to do that. How to do that? First of all, the left hand, I think at the beginning, should be more calm. Don't steal. This is the main thing is in the right hand here. The left hand, you played already. I wouldn't do that. And the rhythm, the way you play, it's a little bit too regular. I think the syncopations need to be a little bit separated. Leaving out all the notes, but try to have an overall shape to it. Mezzo forte, the strongest part when it comes to major. And the rhythm, it depends. But then some places, so you don't do the same thing every time. It depends what's happening with a phrase. So start again. It's hard to generalize about practicing. I think the most important thing is just to be honest with what you really need to do right now. I mean, everybody knows that. When you sit down, you know, I actually didn't learn the notes of this piece very well yet, so that's what I need to do. And just learn them well so that I can do what I want. Or I never really think of what this piece should sound like or what I want it to sound like, and so do that. But you should always step back and think what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's the important thing. Don't get stuck in some kind of a routine. Oh, I just go and I do the same thing every day and practice this and that and then do the same thing the next day. No, you should be thinking, why am I doing this? And adjust what you're doing to fit a better goal. Okay, this is good. You know, the piece has some problems in terms of the overall form, but the actual substance of the melody is so beautiful. And pianistically, it's so many things you could do. So you need to spend time with it. Become really like familiar with everything about the theme and what you can do. I mean, you can use different pedalings, you can slow down some things, you can do more crescendos. Try everything and try to make it really special. When you play before, it's a little bit running through it and, you know, not trying hard enough to make it super beautiful. So I don't want to spend so much time. It's just so enjoyable. The feeling. And then this new harmony there. That has a more kind of direct emotion all of a sudden. The painful. And then a forte, and there's these forte. Oh, what are these notes? Of feeling, some incredibly sad and then building up. When it says forte, that's your chance. Play out more. So can you play just the left hand, the forte, right there. Yeah, but then really care the difference between that and that one, really soft and slower. Relax. Right, yeah, that's that part. Okay, now the right hand right there, strong, forte. Right, should be so sad at the end. Now put them together. Yeah, almost every measure in here has something like that, and you can do it really beautifully if you try. All right, start from the top here. Now forte. Right, much better. Really commitment you have to have for it. Really, last note, special.
장점이라고 한다면 자연스러운 흐름에서 듣는 사람이 어색해하거나 불편해하지 않는 자연스러운 음악을 할 수 있다는 게 장점인 것 같고, 단점은 전 진짜 전달하는 게 정말 중요하다고 생각을 해서 전달하는 거에 있어서 미숙한 부분들이 있어서 그런 부분들은 앞으로 공부해 나가야 된다고 생각합니다.
Then, when we start the next thing, which is the same melody again, maybe we want to avoid doing exactly the same kind of rubato. So you finish that. 1, 2, maybe no sentimental feeling there. Maybe just straight. So a couple of things. The sound quality, if you want to get colors, you know, and people say afterwards, that was such a colorful performance. What does that mean? Well, partly the way that you push the keys down changes the sound. If your fingers are really relaxed, you get a certain kind of sound like that, which is beautiful in some places. Or if you have your normal sound, it's semi-relaxed, that's nice. Or if you sometimes want something really pointed, more like that. And it has to do with the tightness of your particular finger on the, right on the end, or also where your finger is before you play. If you're touching the key, it's one kind of sound. If you're off the key, even a little bit, it gives a little ping to it. So you keep those things in mind and have a variable. And also, you can bring these kind of voices out more. You did, but you can do more. Like separate that out. And the other way to bring that out is play a little bit late. But not every time the same thing, or it starts to... Okay, so... Yeah, of course, I base it on any student, whatever age they are. I mean, some very young students actually are very mature, and so then I can speak with them on a higher level. But in general, I try to teach younger students a little bit more kind of with an advanced state of thinking than maybe normally people think that you should. I mean, I would like to encourage, for example, any undergraduate student, say first year undergraduate student, I want them to think of themselves as an artist. And they think maybe that's crazy because they're just a young student. But if they just think that way now, they're always going to feel just like a student and doing the right thing. They should always, no matter how young, try to be an artist. They should always be trying to get colors and different feelings out of the piano, even if they're playing very simple pieces. They have to think like that and not just think of what they're supposed to do. Change pedal. Beautiful. Right. Okay, that's really beautiful. You didn't do everything with the pedal change in this Bach moment. You didn't do, but anyway, still, it was really beautiful, and you were listening. And then you have to use your own judgment and creativity while you're playing. You don't want it to. It seemed like it started to be too much the same thing for too long. Then you can start to maybe play louder. That voice. Maybe a little bit more here, because you have still 5 measures to go. Think ahead. The next part, the rhythm, 3, 4. You're too fast on the 8th notes here. So quarter, quarter, yum, ba, ba, da, 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 da. Whenever this comes back, there, ba, da. Those 3 notes are too fast. Can you start right there? sounds exactly like Scriabin, really.
하나의 악기를 연주를 하는데도 여러 악기가 등장하는 것과 같은 그런 효과가 있고 또 뭐 다른 악기는 들고 다닐 수가 있는데 피아노는 들고 다닐 수가 없잖아요. 그래서 항상 그 새로운 무대 위에서 새로운 피아노를 적응해 나가면서 치는 게 또 재미를 줄 수가 있어서 이 악기를 계속 하고 있는 것 같습니다.
It's better. Can you play it once slowly? You can use pedal and not too loud, but just make sure that the beats are together and you hear which note in the right hand comes together with the left hand. This is for practice, moderate tempo. No, but play all the notes. Yeah, like this. Let's see. Just play them all so we can hear them all. Right, okay, good. Can you do it like that, but not so much accented on that note, but just make sure it's together and all the notes clear. Okay, yeah, it's much better like that. Otherwise, it doesn't sound like anything. And you could do more of that, like down here. Getting into there. If that were more clear, that would be better. But otherwise, it was much better in there. And then the place like this, whatever, yeah, you want to make a really sparkling and clear. You could try a little harder. You have great hands, but somehow you're not trying. Super clear, and then this last ascent also could sound a little bit just more sparkling. So can you start from the big chord? That's better. And just play the last two lines for me. Both hands. It's beautiful. Just make sure when you have a retard like this at the end, you keep counting the retard that you did on the long notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 1, all the way to the end. But So you can play this piece great. It just needs a little bit more kind of concentration on those things. You understand? Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
마음이 음악 안에 있는 진솔한 연주자. 사실 단순히 손가락을 움직이는 걸 넘어서서 정말 마음이 닿아야만 할 수 있는 게 많이 있어서 음악에는. 그래서 정말 마음이 음악 안에 있는 연주자가 되고 싶습니다.
Well, insights about this masterclass, mainly that the two students who played were such excellent performers. And I thought, well, I won't have anything to say about what they played because it was so wonderful. But actually, I ended up having something to say.
오기 전에 배우고 싶었던 표현을 많이 가르쳐 주셔서 되게 유익한 시간이었던 것 같고 다른 연주자들과 다른 점을 찾으라는 말씀이 가장 인상 깊었어요.
정말 단순히 시험장에서 또는 뭐 콩쿨장에서 치는 것과 달리 정말 연주할 때 필요한 것들을 많이 배울 수 있어서 좋은 시간이었습니다. 감사합니다.
I always do. I mean, that's another thing about our piano repertoire. It's so big you can never get to everything that you want to do. Currently, my dream is to record all of the late music of Brahms. I'm working on those pieces right now. I've played them before, but every time I come back to them, I redo it completely and understand them hopefully better or differently. And from Opus 116 through 119, those pieces are so mysterious and rich and so incredibly personal. I mean, it's like closest secrets of somebody. If you look at, say, a piece like Brahms' Opus 119, number 2, it usually sounds really bad, I have to say. I mean, there are almost no recordings of it that make it sound good because it's so intimate. And when you think about it and you work on it, you can see, wow, that could be really great. But actually, when you play it, it sounds horrible. So that's my goal, is to make that sound the way it should sound. The piano is making our soul, which is something ephemeral, tangible in the sense of actual sound, phrases, something that we can grab onto with our ears and our senses. For me, the piano is the expression of our soul in substantial form.